Sequels are going to be rare in this series of first reactions for a number of reasons. Firstly, most of the time when a second season does air, I have the misfortune of not having seen season 1, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to be watching the season 2 of it. And secondly, doing an FR of a season 2 also assumes that you, the viewer, have seen season 1. It's not something that I can always assume. But occasionally I would like to do FRs on second seasons for shows that I think are very good or at least fall under the category of most likely watched by viewers. Such as this one for today. Ladies, gentlemen, and others, my name is Arcada, and today on First Reaction we are looking at the first episode of the third season of The World God Only Knows. Let's jam. So here is a quick reminder for those who have forgotten the general plot of the series. Our main protagonist Keima is obsessed with dating sims and visual novels to the point of insanity. He gets mistakenly put under a contract by a demon, Elsie, to help her capture lost souls that have hidden themselves inside the hearts of young girls. They capture the souls by having Keima romance them until they fall in love, and bam! The girl forgets that the whole thing happened and we can move on to the next girl in line. And that's the plotline in a nutshell. I always liked that premise, and specifically the amnesia aspect to it, because it allows this romance show to take a different turn than other traditional adaptations, wherein the protagonist is only allowed to have one intimate relationship and many very close friendships. Either that, or end up like that one romance show that must never be named. And I was hoping, when I heard that this show was getting a third season, that they would add this wonderful new element to make everything seem fresh, instead of just having the same old. Evidently, there is. Apparently, there are other spirits similar to demons who can also inhabit the bodies of young girls, one of which inhabits the body of previous Mark Cannon, which not only makes her a main character again, but has her remember all of the events from her arc in Season 1 that were previously forgotten. This can now go two ways. Either she chooses not to forget anything, realizes the situation she is in, and gets really pissed at our main protagonist, or she ignores the fact that the guy that she has just fallen in love with was only romancing her because he had to, not because he wanted to, but also that he has been doing the same thing to countless other girls by now, some of whom we, as the audience, haven't even met yet. I understand that sometimes a story will skip ahead to give the feeling of time passing, and I can only assume that in this case they skipped over some female so that they could move on to a more interesting plotline rather than just constantly repeat the same status quo. But I always have that feeling of interest where I want to know what happened in between the series, like, who the hell is this Tenri chick? She seems important. Where did she... Oh, there was an OVA. Be right back. Okay, so that explains where Tenri comes from, but the rest of the females casually mentioned at the beginning of episode 1 for this new series still have no adaptation to be found. At least I hope, otherwise I'll look like more of an idiot than I already do. So will I be watching this new series this season? Most likely, yes. From what I gather, while it does seem to be adding this wonderful new element into it, it is still a lot of the same, and in this case, that happens to be rather good. I haven't burnt myself out on this show after the first 2 seasons, so why not? The World God Only Knows Season 3 is available for illegal streaming over at Crunchyroll. And they also have the first 2 seasons there as well for your viewing pleasure. Not the OVAs though, and that kind of sucks because you're gonna have to go fan subs for those since it's not even licensed either. The first 2 seasons are also available on DVD from Sentai Filmworks if you wanted to go that route. I wouldn't mind. It's actually not a bad series. Also, of course, for a free trial of Crunchyroll's wonderful premium services, you can go to glassreflection.net/Crunchyroll for all the anime awesomeness that it contains. Link in the doobly-doo. And until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.